What up guys, Diego Take It Life. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna have a sort of a repair here. This repair is for a 2013 F-150 ecoboost. Probably will fix others as well too, not too sure. So what this problem is, the problem is that there's two problems. So my AC will cut out just out of nowhere. The other problem will be kind of like the gas mileage starts to go down. So for a while I was trying to track this issue of why my AC would go out, and usually it would go out as soon as I step on the gas or right after I'm on the gas. It basically would just go away, and you know, AC's full blast, there's Freon on there, the compressor works, whatever, everything seems good to go, but for whatever reason it just kept happening. And like I said, I've noticed that my gas mileage just kind of, it's not what it's supposed to be. So stick around, we'll talk about it more, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so one of the ways that I was able to determine that something was wrong was I actually use a FORScan tool on my truck. Unfortunately, I don't have it here. I have it in my work truck right now. But a FORScan tool is basically USB to OBD2. Basically, it connects to your computer on one end, and it connects to the computer, the truck, on the OBD2 diagnostics on the other end. And you run the software, and it basically just does a huge diagnostics of everything on the vehicle. So what I did notice that the compressor, whenever the compressor had signal to turn on, it was on, which is good. Everything just seemed fine on the compressor and the AC side. So I knew it wasn't a compressor problem, clutch problem, fan problem. Everything was working fine, right? So I normally run with my my gauges on my SET, which is my module that I have it tuned to. I run my gauges, and I did notice on one time that it stated that the IAT, which is I think it's an internal, was it air temperature? I'm sorry, intake air temperature. That the IAT was it reached a minimum of like, I don't know, 10-15 degrees Fahrenheit, and then on some occasions it would reach to like 180 Fahrenheit, which was two extremes. There are codes that come up whenever there's a big change like that. I think it's like the P012B, 12A, 12C, 12D. Those are very common codes, and usually it'll be because of a dirty sensor or whatever. But this one was just I mean, I cleaned my sensors and whatnot, and it kept happening maybe like a day after or the day after or whatever. I do run an open intake on mine, so maybe and that's what I thought it was, whatever. But like I said, every time that happens, it just was weird, so I ended up seeing that the intake was incorrect. So normally the intake air temperature is about, when you're running on the streets, probably about 5 degrees hotter than it is on the actual ambient temperature, so the temperature that the on the outside tells you. Now if you're idle, you're basically going to be a little bit higher because the engine temperature is getting into the intake. But so that's when I started noticing that this was off. What I would do sometimes is I would get out the truck, I would pull the connector and then slide it back in there again, and then it would be fine. Sometimes you'll see that the temperature wouldn't even change anymore. I'd be idling and it would still stay 24 degrees for whatever reason, and it's 90 degrees outside. So what I did notice was, I don't know if you can see here, some of these pins don't look, it's kind of hard to notice, but I know I've already talked a lot, but some of these pins just don't look that well. I mean, that white stuff is I think it's a dielectric grease, so I'm not concerned about the white. But I think on this left one, that's the one we gotta look at, or at least we're gonna look at all of them. So let's check it out here. Let me see if I can get to it without messing with the camera too much. And please bear with me because I haven't, it's been a while since I've done this thing. Alright, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna squish these two sides. You're gonna squish it and then it'll pop up. You'll see the how it pops up there. I believe we can squish it a little bit more and it should come up. I'm gonna grab a little screwdriver here. A little flat head. That way we can get some leverage to pop it open here. And just be careful because these are plastics and they may want to break. And honestly, I think I might have broken it already, but we'll see. I'm still trying to look at how the connector follows through here. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to pop up. You got it to pop down. Interesting. There it goes. Okay. So this is where I broke it right here. But it shouldn't matter. That part shouldn't matter too much. There we go. Alright. So we got the connectors basically exposed here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going one by one and removing each connector. This pops up here. I'm going to pull it from the back. You'll see it slide out. Alright. So where it seats is actually, let me see if I can point it to you. So where it seats is actually right here on the bottom. And we want to make sure there's no obstruction. See, I told you it was grease. Just dielectric grease. We want to make sure that there's enough pressure pressing onto the connector here. So we can basically just give it a good press here. And it should lift up the connector, and on the other side as well too. Let's give it a good press here. Press it down. Like I said, that ensures that we give a good seat from the actual connector itself. And what we'll be doing is putting it back here. I think it was facing up. Yeah. Go ahead and push it back here. There's the click. So now we know we have that one's seated a lot smoother than the other one. We're gonna go ahead and take out the next one here. Like I said, we're just gonna go through all of them and make sure that they're all pressed down, making a good pressure in there. And I'm guessing, like with the heat and all, it just basically deforms itself back to the original state. So go ahead and push it here. I was originally going to try to solder, put some filler in there to see if it'll hold up, but I think this is a better solution here by just pressing these connectors back in there. Let's see if it's, oh yeah, it's going to be, so whenever we plug it in, it's going to be nice and tight. So just remember that. Let's go ahead and put this back. Let's see it pop in here. There's the snap. Let's do this third one. I'm just trying to see if there's anything out of extreme, like different than the other ones. Maybe some corrosion or whatnot. Yeah, this is fine. press on the connector, press on this side as well. Let's go ahead and put this one back. And by the way, yes, I did cut my connector. I would have not cut it if I didn't have to do this video. So tearing up my truck for y'all, just so I can share the knowledge here. Pop this one out. This one looks, let's see here. Push that one in there. Go. Also, what you want to do is you want to kind of verify that there's a good connection on here on the bottom as well, just to make sure that it's still holding to the connector. All right, we're looking a lot better, I believe. At least we know that the connectors will seat a little bit more firm there, or firmer. And the way this goes back is these go on top here. Did I say that correct? Yeah. So just line it up, make sure it's correct. And this is where I broke it. Actually, I'm sorry, it was like this. That's, you see how I broke it right here. Where's it at? There it is. There's the crack. I don't think that makes a big difference because we're not utilizing this as a connection point. It technically will be secured. So this goes like this. This is where the crack is at, so it shouldn't make a difference that that was cracked. Other than that, I believe that this is all we have to do here. So when you put it back in, you'll see that you'll have a little bit more of a firm, more push than it originally was. Just push it with a little bit of force and you'll be fine, good to go. Other than that, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'll post some of the codes here on what I got, at least what I remember, the codes that I got. So in terms, the reason why the AC doesn't turn on is because it thinks it's cooler than it normally is. So in other words, if it reads at a low temperature, then that would mean that the air coming in is going to be more supposedly dense, and it'll give more fuel for that. But if the air is coming in hotter, then it'll mean that it'll cut back on the fuel injection. But that's why the what do you call it? The fuel mileage, or the gas mileage, was dropping because of this thing right here. So till next time, guys. Thanks for watching. 8,000 subscribers already. Techie Life out of here.